morning, everybody. Hello out there. Welcome along to all of our friends out there that like to tune in to Monday morning melodies. Hello to all of our regulars. Hello if you're new. We hope you find something here this morning that helps you get your week off to a nice musical start. I'm Mike Baker, and for the next 60 minutes, we'll be putting some melodies down for you to enjoy, to move to, and hopefully put a bit of a song in your heart for the week. Not a bad way to start the week, we reckon here. I'm coming to you from Goulburn, New South Wales, as I do every week at this time, on behalf of and in association with the Hume Conservatorium. This is part of our outreach program. So outreach to the community and especially to the care community. We say hello this morning to our friends in aged care, residential care, community care, and just anybody at home that likes to tune in to this little Facebook live stream, which is a weekly event. We are very pleased, as always, to have you along for this. When I look out my window this morning here in Goulburn town, it looks like the sun's sneaking its way through. Just. Hello, Lorraine. Nice to have you along this morning. And when I look outside, I'm hopeful that it's going to warm up a little bit today. We can't be unrealistic, though, can we? We are, after all, in the dead of winter. This is the period of the year when we have the shortest day. The winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. I guess from here every day gets a little bit longer. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get warmer in a hurry, but the days will be getting longer, and I like the daylight. I like there to be a bit of daylight at the end of the day, so hopefully our days will start to get a little bit brighter. I like to start our Monday morning melodies with some music for moving. And the first thing that I like to do is I like to hunt through my archive of music to find something that moves in 3, because moving in 3 is a very good way of getting that stretching and swaying movement going, especially if we can be moving from one foot to the other. If you've got a little bit of mobility today and you can be on your feet and moving from one foot to the other, especially in time with a song that moves in 3, it's a very good thing for our circulation. So I found this little tune here. You'll know Dean Martin had a hit with this one. It's widely thought to be an Italian tune, but actually it was written by a couple of Americans. Dino, of course, himself was Italian, wasn't he, Dean Martin? And this has been adopted very widely. I hear this all over the place. I hear this at wedding receptions. It's a song that a lot of people have taken to their heart. Is that enough talking from me to get underway today? I think it is. Let's see if we can get a little bit of the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 to a little tune that brings back the thoughts of Italy. The tune's called That's Amore. And it starts somewhere around here. Good one for moving in 3. As I said, for moving in 3, especially if you can get that weight shifted from one side to the other. Maybe you're in bed and you're not too mobile today. A good one to move is the shoulders, around and around and around, and then back the other way again. Just in time with that 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Or the head's a good one to move too. Just doing a little bit of circling one way and the other. We don't overdo it, but we like to see if we can give things a bit of a stretch. Let's try a little bit more of that Amore. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's got that sort of a sway to it. That's Amore. I love the words. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's Amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine. That's Amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. A tarantella. So that's the dance where everyone gets so exhausted I think they fall down at the end. Am I correct there? Tarantella. I think might be Spanish actually. I could be wrong there too. I've been known to be wrong once or twice. Let's see if we can find something that moves in more of a march tempo. So that was a bit of 3/4 time to get us underway. Now, this one's good too. If you can get those knees up and down for this one, maybe marching around the kitchen if you're at home. This is a tune that Bill Haley did without vocals. They did this one instrumentally. I'm going to see if I can resist the temptation to play this one too quickly because we don't want you falling over in a heap, do we? Da-dum-dum-dum. Let's just keep it nice and steady. Okay, and it's got this kind of a rhythm to it. that get the blood pumping? Hope they got your heartbeat up a little bit. The whole point of the exercise with that one, just to get us moving. So that was a little bit of Joey's song, da 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 da, from about 1959, somewhere around there. And that was a big hit for Bill Haley. Of course, he had all those monster hits, didn't he, with Rock Around the Clock and Shake, Rattle and Roll and what have you. And that was an instrumental one, though, no words at all for Joey's song. Okay, we might have a little bit of something that's a little, let's see, find my book of tricks here. And I think today I'm going to start off down here, and I need a little bit of lubrication. I hope you've got something there to keep yourself well lubricated. Cheers, folks, cheers. Okay, this one starts a little bit like this. I see bad moon rising, I see troubles on the way, I see hurricanes and lightning, I see the bad times today. Don't go round tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. I hear hurricanes are blowing, I know the end is coming soon. I fear rivers overflowing, I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Don't go round tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Don't go round tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. I hope you have got your things together. I hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Don't go around tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Don't go around tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Well, there's a bad moon on the rise. Creedence Clearwater Revival. How popular were they back in the late 60s and early to mid-1970s? John Fogerty sang, wrote most of their songs, and didn't they have some hits? In fact, if we've got time, it wouldn't even hurt to put another one up there, would it? I've got another John Fogerty one here. A little bit more cheerful than that last one. That last one moves along with a nice sort of a beat, but the words are a little bit, what shall we say, doom-laden. They're a little bit fatalistic, and not what you'd call terribly uplifting, although it's a great song for dancing to. And any time I've been out, playing somewhere with a band or what have you, and we're playing Bad Moon Rising, everybody's up and dancing, and no one much cares about the message in the words, because it certainly is a fun song to be moving and dancing to. Well, there's another one, isn't there, that was a little bit more cheerful. It was a Creedence Clearwater song. And while we're on the subject of John Fogerty and Creedence Clearwater Revival, let's see if I can put this one together for you. That's it. Pull down on the corner. Early in the evening, just about supper time. Over by the courthouse, they're starting to unwind. Poor kids on the corner, trying to bring you up. Willie picks a tune out and blows it on the harp. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet. Rooster hits the washboard, people just gotta smile. Blinky thumps the gut bass, solos for a while. Poor boy twangs the rhythm out on his Kalamazoo. Willie goes into a dance, doubles on kazoo. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet. I'm pretty sure you know the words to this one. Let's do the chorus again. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet. You don't need a penny just to hang around. You got a nickel, won't you lay your money down? Over on the corner, there's a happy noise. People come from all around just to watch the Magic Boys. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet. Let's do it again. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet. Whoa! Down in the corner, Creedence Clearwater Revival. And that's a bit of a fun tune, isn't it? Who do they call in that one? Willie. Willie's in that one, and he's blowing the harp. He's playing the harmonica. Rooster's playing the washboard. Blinky thumps the gut bass. I suppose if there was an Australian equivalent to that, they might be using a tea-chest bass. Poor boy twangs the rhythm out on his Kalamazoo. I think that's a sort of a generic brand of guitar. Some of the string-playing listeners might correct me on that one. By the way, you can jump in if you want to say something. If you would like to say hello and I can acknowledge you're out there, you can happily jump into the comments section just under where you're watching this on Facebook. If you've got your device there or your phone or what have you, feel free to jump in and say hello. And maybe correct me if I was wrong about the Kalamazoo. All right, let's have a little bit of Jim Reeves. Little bit of Jim. Let's see, it's in this same place here, so I don't have far to go. Hopefully, to around here somewhere. Oh, I got myself mixed up. I think I have. Must have been in this other book here. Excuse me for a moment, folks. Just talk amongst yourselves there. We can go there, can't we? Shoo. Maybe I was thinking of something else. There it is. I'm so organised, as I like to say. I'm so organised I don't know where anything is. Right. Well, put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. Let's pretend that we're together all alone. I'll tell the man to turn the jukebox way down low, and you can tell your friend there with you, he'll have to go. Whisper to me, tell me, do you love me true? Or is he holding you the way I used to do? Though love is blind, make up your mind, I've got to know. Should I hang up, or will you tell him he'll have to go? You can say the words that I want to hear when you're with another man. Do you want me? Answer yes or no. Darling, I will understand. Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. Let's pretend we're together all alone. I'll tell the man to turn the jukebox way down low. And you can tell your friend there with you, he'll have to go. Say the words I want to hear when you're with another man. Do you want me? Answer yes or no. Baby, I will understand. Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. And let's pretend that we're together all alone. I'll tell the man to turn the jukebox way down low. And you can tell your friends they're with you, he'll have to go. Jim Reeves wrote that song, a bittersweet song. Like a lot of country-tinged songs, there's something melancholy. There's a heart being broken, or there's someone being untrue. There's usually something there, and we're attracted to that, aren't we? We're attracted to those kind of melodies that pull on the heartstrings a little bit. They sometimes call them crying in your beer kind of songs. I think that's a pretty good description. I hope you're not into the beer this time of the day. Nothing wrong with a beer, is there? I went to the doctor, and this is not a joke either, not a doctor joke, but he was doing his, regular checkup, and he said, now, tell me, he said, do you drink much? How much are you drinking? And I thought about it and I said, I don't know, I might have a beer after work on a Friday, and I might have a wine every now and then. And he said, you could probably have a few more if you wanted. I think what he was acknowledging there was that there's a level at which things are fine. Everything in moderation, I think, was the message that he was trying to put across to me. Just don't overdo it. Just don't overdo it was what he was saying. Hard to argue with that kind of advice. All right. Now, I hope I'm not going to do too much book hopping here. I'll try and get a little bit more organised next week. But I'm trying to find this particular one that I had in mind. That goes with a favourite movie. What book did I have it in? I've got so many books full of songs. I like to have them there because the words are sometimes a little bit elusive if you haven't sung it for a while. And this is one I hope you might know. It's called It's Only a Paper Moon. It's a favourite song of mine, and also it's a favourite movie. The movie's not called It's Only a Paper Moon, but it's just called Paper Moon. It came out about the early 1970s, and if you're a bit of a movie fan, you might know this one anyway. It's set in the Depression era, and it stars Ryan O'Neal and his daughter Tatum O'Neal, who's very much all grown up now. She's no kid at all. In fact, she's well into her middle ages, I'm guessing. And, oh my God, it's a terrifically funny and engaging movie. And this song is the theme song to the movie that's called It's Only a Paper Moon. And it's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sky, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Now without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade, and without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed, if you believed, if you believed in me. It's only a paper moon. Coming from way back when, words and music by Harold Arlen, one of the greats of 20th century songwriting in America, written in 1933, that song, and they're still playing it and singing it now. I hear that song regularly. If you get out and around, and I don't know, maybe it's just that I hear it a lot. Actually, there's a lot of ukulele groups around these days, and I know it's a favourite with ukulele groups, as are a lot of those old songs. That may be where I'm hearing it a bit, but I'm sure there's jazz groups playing that. In fact, it's not a hard song to like. Not a hard song at all. All right, let's go. I hope I'm not jumping around too much here today. You know what we might just do? We might just change these books here. And while we're in the process of doing that, I think we'll have a little bit more of a lubricate of the throat. I've got some heating going on here this morning, and I think it's drying out my throat a little bit. Okie doke. Let's do that and that. Hopefully this is one you'll know. Oh, I could hide neath the wings of the bluebird as it sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring, but it rings and I rise, wash the sleep out of my eyes. My shaving razor's cold and it stings. Now cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? You once thought of me as a white knight on a steed. Now you'll know how happy life can be, and a good time start and end without dollar one to spend. But how much, baby, do we really need? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? It was a hit for the Monkees. And the English monkey, Davy Jones, he sang that one. It was written by a guy called John Stewart for the Monkees. And really pretty much anything they recorded turned to gold, didn't it? They had, what was that one? Pleasant Valley Sunday. That was a Carole King song. And they had a couple of Neil Diamond songs, and they were sourcing their material from the hit factories. And they did a pretty good job of it too. Okay, now while we're on the subject of hits, a terrific singer called Otis Redding didn't live to see this one become a hit. He'd been working on it at the time that he came to a rather sad end in a plane accident. Didn't that seem to happen a lot back there? You know, there was Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper and Richie Valens and in this case Otis. Otis had been working on this one with some of his buddies, and the guitarist called Steve Cropper finished the song as a tribute to Otis. He'd already recorded bits and pieces of the vocal, but they had enough of it to be able to resurrect it and to create this song that I'm sure you'll know. Is that a help? me sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, and I watch them roll away again. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Well, I left my home in Georgia, heading for the Frisco Bay. I had nothing to live for, and it looks like nothing's coming my way, 'cause I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Well, looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. And I'm sitting here resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. It's 2,000 miles I've roamed just to make this dock my home. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I wouldn't mind doing that today. I wouldn't mind being down the coast with my feet dangling in the water there. Maybe a fishing line, you know, just sitting there lazily, taking in a bit of the sun and the sound of the waves. That sounds like a very stress-reducing activity, doesn't it? Just to be sitting on the dock of the bay, but watching the tide coming in. I could handle a bit of that, especially in the middle of winter. Let's have some Beatles. Let's have some Beatles. Let's take that back to there. Like I need you, now hold me, love me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week, I love you every day, girl. You're always on my mind. One thing I can say, girl, love you all the time. Well, hold me, love me, hold me, now love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week, 8 days a week, I love it's true. I hope you need my love, babe, just like I need you. Well, hold me, love me, hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week, 8 days a week, 8 days a week. John Lennon and Paul McCartney, one of their early ones, 8 days a week. And they were churning them out. They were a veritable hit factory, writing songs for all sorts of people. Cilla Black, Peter and Gordon, and other songs that they used to write under different names. I know Paul McCartney used to write under the name of Bernard Webb. And he also wrote some songs. I guess they had a publishing deal, and they had to be exclusive to Northern Songs, who their publishing company was. And so I guess if they wrote for someone else, it had to be under another name. Anyway, let's have a little bit. Hoagy Carmichael song. Georgia on my mind. Hoagy Carmichael's Gorgeous Georgia on my mind. And I'm very pleased to know that Lorraine's enjoying the Hoagy Carmichael. Lorraine, I'm thinking I'm going to have to dig out maybe 2 or 3 more Hoagy Carmichaels next week to play That's a pretty good excuse to pull out some songs by Mr. Hoagie. I'm thinking Upper Lazy River was one of Hoagie Carmichael's. And I think if I do some homework, I'm going to be able to find a good handful of them. We might have a little bit of a Hoagie Carmichael festival next week. How about that? And folks, you can do what Lorraine's doing out there too if you want to hop in and make a comment. If you want to request something for next week too, I'm more than happy to take your requests on board. So that might be something that's achievable for next week. Now, while we're on the subject of classics, here's a little tune you don't hear very much these days. Well, you'll hear it from me a fair bit. It's one of my favourites. I don't think I've played this one for a few months, so any excuse to play this wonderful tune called Moonglow. I love it. It's a tune that came out, was a hit for a fella called Benny Goodman. Benny Goodman was the master of the licorice stick, the clarinet. And back in the day, Benny Goodman would absolutely fill the dance auditoriums to overflowing. It's a bit hard for us to think of that these days, you know, that there was a time when people would go out and they do all their jitterbugging and all their very, very energetic dancing, and he would absolutely fill the dance auditoriums from coast to coast and all around the world. Benny Goodman was a star. Hard to think that a man with a clarinet could have, that kind of popular penetration these days. But by jingoes, Benny Goodman sure did, and they swung like crazy. This was one of his more laid-back tunes, beautiful melody called Moonglow. It must have been Moonglow, way up in the blue. It must have been Moonglow that brought me straight to you. It must have been Moonglow, way up in the blue. It must have been Moonglow that led me straight to you. I still hear you saying, now dear, hold me fast. And I started praying, oh Lord, please let this last. Oh, we seem to float right through the air. Heavenly choirs seem to come from everywhere. And now where there's moonglow, way up in the blue, must have been moonglow, baby, that led me straight to you. One for the piano player now. It must have been moonglow, way up in the blue. It must have been moonglow that led me straight to you. Now I still hear you saying, now dear, hold me fast. And I started praying, oh Lord, please let this last. We seem to float right through the air. Heavenly choirs seem to come from everywhere. And now where there's moon glow, way up in the blue, I'll always remember that moon glow gave me you. That moon glow gave me you. That moon glow gave me you. Let's do it. It must have been moon glow, way up in the blue. Must have been moon glow that led me straight to you. I've got this open on this page, and I think this is quite a nice song too. Song by the Turtles from back in the 60s. This one. Let's see if I can put it together. We're happy together in this song. Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the one you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, you say you belong to me and ease my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. Now I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. Oh, I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. Happy together. How is the weather? So happy together. So happy together. Song by the Turtles. Well, we've been singing up a storm today. I hope you've had plenty there that you knew that you could join into the choruses for. Once again, can I remind you, I'm happy to take your requests. And as I mentioned before, at Lorraine's suggestion, we're going to do a few Hoagie Carmichael songs next week. So we'll mix it up. We'll do maybe a handful. I think that's probably achievable. Folks, I'm going to wish you well for the week ahead and be very pleased to see you here again. Same time, same place next week. I'm going to just play you a little bit of a chorus from a tune that I think I'm going to make this my signature tune, you know. Errol Garner's beautiful classic from 1952, Misty. It's a good way to draw a line under our Monday morning melodies. goodbye from me, everybody. On behalf of the Hume Conservatorium, see you again. Same time, same place. Bye for now.